Okay, Dad. So I'm gonna read you a part of my book. Okay, and uh, it says my dad is not as deep as my mom, but I believe that the most difficult thing for a father to accept, in my opinion, is when he gives his daughter to a man who loves her and cherish the love, then finds out or told that his daughter is being abused. And an abuse is not physical. Emotional and mental abuse can be worse. Physical wounds can heal, which is why this is a hard pill to swallow for some fathers. This is something you must take into consideration when you're making that decision. And I said, I know I must make the ultimate decision, but having my parents support me means so much to me. And so my thoughts is I know what I said, how a father feels, but how did you feel when you came into the knowledge of the abuse that I had suffered and what I had been going through that I never told anyone?
Okay, is that what you want to know?
Yes. How was you as my father? How did you feel when you got when I told you?
Well, basically, I was feeling like, you knew that you weren't supposed to be subservient to a man as far as uh, how he sees you and what he does for you. I taught you guys when you were young how to become women that stand on your own 2 feet. And the only thing I know is that you were looking for love and you thought you had found it. And I knew that in my heart I had already uh, told you about men out there doing things that goes contrary to what I raised you to be. And you were seeing the abuse that didn't come from me because I never treated your mother in any way, fashion like that. So I thought that you guys would come above that. And all you guys have done that you stand on your own 2 feet when it comes down to, a man trying to dominate your life. Because your life is just as positive as his life is. And even more so because you are a weaker vessel as far as physically. So I was saying, when is she gonna see the light? That this man is not for her. And because I've always taught you, or in a way, I taught you by sarcasms and innuendos of things that men have a tendency to want to do to dominate a woman's emotional feelings. And he was using yours against you, you know.
How did you feel when of course I've gone through this a few times with him, you know, leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back. And I remember that one time it says that you told me, you're going to get like Popeye. It's all I can stand and I can't stand no more. And, but I want to know what was that feeling like when I told you that first time that that I had suffered the abuse from this man. How is you as a father raising daughters? What did that make you feel as a father? Because you were the one that at that at our wedding, walked me down that aisle. Then when they ask, who gives this woman, away, and you said I do, you know? So you as a father, and you hand over, you know, not hand over, but you, what is your thoughts when you do that as a father, when you go down and you take your daughter down the aisle, and then you know, agree that you are the one that gives this man to this your child to this man? What is your
Well,
um
first of all, is when that happens, it's not so much that I'm actually giving you away to him. I'm allowing you to have your way because that tells me that this is where your heart is at, and I want you to be happy. That's the first and foremost of all things for my daughter to be happy, and this is who you seem that you wanted to be happy with. So quite naturally, I want to be able to walk down the aisle with you and give you away so that you can have this joy that you deserve, and not because I wanted him to be your husband. It's because you wanted him to be your husband, and so what you wanted would make me happy, and that's why I did that with all you got,
right,
just to make you happy. So when I seen the changes take place in your marriage like that, it was like anger built up in me as far as him treating you the way that he was treating you. So, and then I was saying to myself, when are you going to see that this is not the person for you? Because you have the intellect to understand that this the way he's treating you is not the way a husband is supposed to treat his wife, and and that's why I was there in certain circumstances backing you up, like the time that I came over to your house and he was trying to put me out, and I said, "You can't put me out here because my daughter's here." You know, I don't care who
right.
you are. I ain't leaving, and I think he's in trouble, so I stayed. You just gonna have to go down then. But the thing is
Yeah,
that I was waiting on you because you had been raised from a child to see where wrong is, and not to put up with it. But it's like I play with my granddaughter, always saying that love makes you do funny things, you know, and she laughs about it, but I'm just letting her know is that no matter how much love you have in your heart, don't mean that you have to be abused by someone else other than not no other than, but you only can go so far.
right.
Love is long suffering and all that. Scripture says that because God is long suffering. But there comes a time, even when God says, "I'll give them up to a reprobate mind." He'll give you up. God isn't an eternal love that lasts. It's that when you go to a point to where you don't hear and adhere to what He's trying to teach you, that He will even give you up.
Mhm.
So yeah, I felt bad about it. I still feel bad about what had happened, but I am proud that you eventually came to the realization that you don't have to be treated as a second-hand citizen or a second-hand person or anything less than what you are. Who is a human just like anybody else, and 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 have the right to be loved by someone. So that's exactly how I feel, and I hope that you know that I always had you at the top of my list as far as in this relationship you have with your husband. That I would always take your side before I would take his side, unless I thought you were doing something that was totally irrelevant to love in the eyes of God.
Mhm.
So, but you've always been true to your calling as to how to treat your husband. But he didn't have the same outlook as you did, how he should treat his wife. but if he'd have went any further, as far as if I'd have been around, if he physically had harmed you, it wouldn't have went down as easy.
Yes,
I
right,
wouldn't stand by and let somebody beat up on my daughter, and I'm sitting there looking at that would never happen.
right, right.
So, but I was putting my faith that you would come to the light and see that this wasn't the person for you, and even and in that I was going to stand by you in the decision that you made. You know, and I thought your book had a good title to it. Should I go or should I stay?
Mhm.
So you was answering that question because that question had been put into your heart a long time ago. That should I take this from a man or shouldn't I take this from a man? You know.
Right.
So so
Okay. Well, thank
that
you. I wanted to get, perspective. I know, what I wrote and how a man, would, how a father would feel about, when they find out that that their child, that the one that um, they thought that they child was in good hands, and it had showed, and he had showed that for, you know, for a while, for a long time, for years. And so, um to all of a sudden change up, it's, I think it was just shocking to all of us. It's like one of those things, like when you ask me, you're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't I don't know. It just one day he just snapped. And so,
well, I found out about him was that I knew that what make him react the way he reacts is he's a materialistic type of person.
mhm,
When it comes down to financial things, money, that was his God. You
yes,
know, and
I would agree.
and that wasn't your that wasn't your God with money and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but when he saw that he could get more money or have to pay child support or something like that, he fought you tooth and nail so that he didn't have to pay child support
True.
because he didn't want to give up no money to you.
Still now today. Yes.
Yeah, until now, because he's caught up in materialistic type things. So, but that type of love isn't true love,
Right.
So, and you came to the realization that that isn't the type of love that you want. Someone trying to get all that he can out of you financially. Just like when you finally won the lawsuit, as far as the suit that
Yes.
you went through, he was right in there with that, trying to
Yes.
get as much as he could.
Exactly.
Even to
Exactly.
the point to where he want to get more if he could.
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, that's basically how I feel about it, and I think you did the right thing to see what you saw. So, and I'm proud of you standing your ground and coming through with this stuff. It's you raised better than that to stand and take that type of abuse and continue to stay under that type of torment. So
Yeah.
you did well.
All right. Well,
All right.
thanks, Dad. I want to keep you away from your movie, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I know that you're not really a book reading type of person, so I think you'll listen to it more when it comes out on audio.
Okay.
When a book come on audio, then I'm sure that you can put on some headphones and kind of listen to it.
Are you going to have a musical clips in it too?
I don't know exactly if they will be able to do that, only for copyrights, because that is the rights of other people' music. But
Right. So
huh?
you could get the rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping that they'll be able to do. But the person that's reading it, I think that she's going to, because even that part that I was just reading to you, it's a song um it's called Cherish the Love, and that's by what is that? Cool in the Gang. And so it's that song of by Cool in the Gang, Cherish the Love. And so I'm hoping, I don't know, this is all new to me, but hopefully that the music will be able to be integrated when they're reading it. So
Yeah, I was saying if it was like you said, an audio, that would be nice, to have in a book where you get to that part to where you want to say something by using a song that helped you through the trial you were going through. I think they would like it. People would like that.
yeah, as I said, I think that if they could do it, we'll see how that goes, because it is, like I said, I got music all through it, so
It'll make the book a unique book in itself.
exactly.
Music playing through a book.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right, Dad, thanks
Okay.
again.
Okay.
All right, have a good evening. Okay,
Love you.
love you too.